team in college basketball, but you wouldn't know it so far. With a turnover right there by Schwieger. Here comes Branham.
Yes, but it didn't matter.
Branham, okay, he lost his footing.
Between Hara and Key.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that message is, and Brad Underwood is talking to his starters on the bench right now about that.
Nice.
Yo, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. I'm talking about San Antonio Spurs, y'all. And as you know by now, the Spurs with the 20th pick took Malachi Branham. Okay, another guard.
Big surprise.
Figured that the Spurs at some point were going to go on some type of guard spending spree. I'm just glad they got Sohan out the way before they did it. Okay, so I don't know what's up with them loving guards so much, but I have to admit this guy does look pretty promising. Okay, even though we do have a log jammed rotation already, I don't know who they're going to let go. I don't know what they're going to do trade wise, but hey, we got a whole lot of guards. But this guy does show a lot of potential, man. I don't call him MB for this video because for some reason saying Malachi Branham is like one of the hardest things for me this morning, which I don't understand. Maybe because I'm half asleep, who knows. But MB does seem pretty promising, man. But before I jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel. Hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that bell for more videos. Thank you so much for the continued support. Okay, I didn't know much about the guards that the Spurs picked with the 20 and the 25th pick. I talk about Blake Wesley in another video, but I don't focus on Malachi Branham, or aka MB, for this video. Now, the more I do research on MB, I find out that he is actually considered the sleeper of the draft by Jay Bayless, which I think is a big deal. Okay, you know, he said, and I will play the clip, but YouTube is acting crazy with those daggone copyright strikes. He said on First Take that this guy, we will probably look back and wonder, why did this guy go number 20? So when you hear things like that, I like, you know, the fact that the Spurs took a chance on this guy. I wanted Jalen Williams at 20, but he was not available. So when they picked him, I wasn't completely, you know, devastated, because I figured that he was a guy I just didn't have a chance to research yet, and that was a pretty good guy. And comes to find out, he has the resume. You know, he has, you know, the 41% shooting from three. He has the consistent scoring from pretty much every spot on the court. He can play off the dribble. He can spot up shoot. He's a scorer. It's not someone we have to really hook up with chip. You know, he is a natural scorer, and that's what we need on this team, especially with a DeJounte Murray who likes to drive and kick. This will really help the Spurs. And he actually has a hell of a resume. You know, Big Ten Rookie of the Year, you know, Big Ten all team, third team. You know, he came from the same school LeBron James came. He was the 4-year player of the year there. You know, not saying he's LeBron, but this guy has credentials, man. And then the rumor is, after he won the Rookie of the Year of the Big Ten, my man was in the gym 5 a.m. the next morning. So I love to see that, bro. This guy's going to come with the heart and the determination of a Spur. Also, defensively, he does have the wingspan. I think he's around 6'10", 6'11", and wingspan 6'5", good size, you know, 185 pounds, you know, that could actually bang on the defensive end. You know, he does have the ability to, you know, steal the basketball, run on the break, you know, and fit in defensively with the San Antonio Spurs, especially with the direction they're going. It looks like we're going more defensive next year. We still got Pirtle, still got Murray, we got Sohan, who's a defensive player, and this guy right here, you know, he can probably crack the rotation just because of his defensive prowess and his ability to actually shoot the basketball consistently. At least in college he has. If he shows that same ability in the NBA, that's going to get him minutes. It may not get him starter minutes because we still have Primo. As of this video, we still have Lonnie Walker, which I think Lonnie Walker may be on the way out with all these guards, but who knows? You know, the San Antonio Spurs, they, you know, they aren't necessarily conventional these days, and they don't run conventional lineups. You can have a lineup with 3 guards, you know, playing for an extended part of the game. Who knows? You know, the NBA has changed a lot, where it's not necessarily a shooting guard and small forward. Those two positions blend in easily. So we'll see what will happen with that. But like I said before, want Jalen Williams. He wasn't available. He was a small forward. So if they go with this guy 6'5" that could possibly play the small forward position and the shooting guard position, and he had all these credentials, I can't really argue with that. You know, I'm not in love with the whole guard movement, but if you look at the NBA Finals, if you look at Boston, if you look at, you know, the Bucks, you know, size isn't as necessarily important as it has been in the past. So having perimeter players that can actually put the ball on the basket, score the basketball, you know, get us a bucket when we really need it, hit that spot up shot that Lonnie has been missing forever. You know, you can't really pass up on that. So I'm not really against this pick. Okay, I went over all his strengths. You know, he does have some weaknesses, you know, as far as his defense. Sometimes, you know, he gets lost on defense. Sometimes he's not as consistent as off the dribble as he is when he's a spot up shooter. And although that's a weakness, I kind of see it as a strength because he's not going to have the ball in his hands as much, especially with Murray. He's going to, you know, have to hit that shot, you know. But all this doesn't mean anything if he doesn't get on the floor. So will Popovich play this guy? You know, that is the question. You know, we are loaded. As of right now, we got Lonnie, we got Primo, we got Josh Richardson, we got Trey Jones. We got so many players, man, that play the same position. I don't know what Pop is going to do. Now, if we let Lonnie Walker go, or we trade him away or something like that, we trade Josh Richardson away with his expiring contract or something like that, and make room for these guys to actually play and actually grow, then this pick makes sense. But if we don't do any of that, we go the full year with this jam-packed guard system, man, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be upset for MB. I'm like, yo, what you draft me for when you got all these players? So hopefully the Spurs have a legitimate plan on what they plan on doing. Okay, if I had to guess, I think Lonnie Walker's probably going. Maybe another player is probably going. If we try to get Ayton, I'll probably make another video about that in the future. So, you know, I guess it's best to have, you know, more than enough options than not enough options. But when it comes to development and developing these players, they deserve, especially a guy like MB, you know, Big Ten freshman of the year, he deserves a chance to get on the floor, to make some mistakes, grow, and get better, because he could be a very good asset for our team this season, this coming season, like in the playoffs. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting him to drop 20 every game, but off the bench, man, he could definitely be a spark for us, help us get some buckets. So I hope Pop is fair when it comes to these minutes. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I gotta tell you, man, at the end of the day, I like this pick. You know, he's not quite as big as Jalen Williams, but they do have similar games, going to the basket, hitting his three, shooting on both sides of the court. You know, really have that, you know, Vinny microwave type feel coming off the bench. So I like this guy. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about this pick, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.